What's poppin'? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. If this is your first time here, how you doing? Good morning. If you like what it is that I do, hit that sub button, run up them likes. We going back to the Drake case against UMG. Before I get started on any of that though, I want to have a small bit of dialogue, Every time I get the opportunity to talk about something concerning Drake, I'm always told how biased I am, right? Like, I want to know like who am I biased to as opposed to Drake? Is it Kendrick? Like, am I absolutely not critical or dope? I just think that everything Kendrick does is perfect. Like, I want to know who this bias that I have is to. Is it to Rock Nation? Because I worked at Rockefeller and Rock Nation now signs my checks or they pay me under the table to have an opinion. Like, it's all of these different narratives or conspiracy theories that y'all be throwing at me. And I just want to let y'all know on your mother's life, all of y'all be dead ass wrong, right? All of y'all be dead wrong. But after we read through the stuff that is being asked for in this suit, I really want to know, how do you feel? Because at first, when this whole shit popped off, it was all about, yo, this is actually revolutionary. It's to change the way that record labels do business, and it's to change the way how like things are structured, and they're doing defamatory things because they don't want him to sign this big extension and all of that. Or is it just pettiness? Is it just pettiness and he found a loophole as to how to express himself through the legal system? Because that's what this is. We are witnessing not the first hip hop lawsuit, because that's another thing. It's always common to sue a label. No, it's not. Like, it's not always common to sue a label. Did y'all see when they asked Salt from Salt and Pepper about them suing regarding their getting their masters versus this? And Salt was like, nah, this is some, some calling the police type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know what y'all think. Also, for all the rappers that been dick riding, like all of you guys that dick ride Drake because you're hoping that you get some magical feature, or you're hoping that he co-signs your mixtape or your album, I want to know how y'all feel when you see the things that's being asked from his legal. I want to know, I genuinely want to know how y'all feel. Now, this Iceman album is supposed to be coming out. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the album with Party Next Door, some sexy songs for you. No Kid been bumping on your radio stations and your parties. And the other joint, we at the club turn up right now. That joint, right? Like, everybody love that shit. Cool. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. I will honestly say, in the past like 2 weeks, I started to really like What Did I Miss. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I'm gonna be critical in the space of saying I don't like what certain things is going on, I have to be objective when it comes to the music, right? Like, I have to be totally objective when it comes to the music. And I started to like the song What Did I Miss, even though, the song What Did I Miss is basically like a cry out to, what am I missing by not fucking with y'all? Like, that's the whole thing with it or whatever, right? But let's go into the reports. So it says Drake's legal team has requested UMG to provide all documents on domestic violence allegations involving Kendrick Lamar and on Dave Free's relationship with him and his children. Why? Why? Like, why? Like, I genuinely, like, I'm dead ass serious. I genuinely want to know why Dave Free's relationship with Kendrick Lamar, right? Why there is a request. Why there's an actual request for, you know, um, Dave Free's relationship with Kendrick Lamar and his children. Yeah, it's getting a little silent now. That niggas got time to think and retract all them statements y'all made about how real this shit was and how this was changing things for artists and all of that. This whole entire thing is self-serving. It's self-serving. Now, don't get me wrong. We sat there and we literally watched Kendrick win when he won the Grammy. And as he walks up, he's being celebrated by everybody in the music industry at the Grammys. Yes, Beyonce is dancing. Lucian Grainge and Dr. Dre are high-fiving. People are all screaming out A minor as it plays. Mustard, my nigga Mustard, hype as a motherfucker. I mean, listen, one of the biggest and most legendary records of his catalog. So of course he's happy, right? And I think that even though that this suit was filed prior, that's the part that really stung. That's the part that really stung. Watching on television, because niggas is gonna lie and say we wasn't watching the Grammys. Don't nobody watch that shit. Like, and I mean from his side, like they'd be like, oh, we don't watch that. Like we be in the real shit. Like we in the studio. We're what's that shit? What you want, big dog? Like you know what I mean? They running down on shit in the streets and all of that. Okay, they not paying attention to that. I know that anybody, because one of the biggest misconceptions about rappers is that they don't watch shit and they don't talk about people. All rappers do, all of them, is talk about other niggas. Don't be fooled. It's not no female shit. It's some nigga shit. All of them take their time, and when they in the studio, when they having downtime, when they doing whatever they do, they talking about everybody else and what's going on. Now, it says UMG has provided Drake's legal team with Kendrick Lamar's 22-page recording contract, but most of it was heavily redacted and unreadable. Drake's attorneys, plan to ask the court to order UMG to produce an unredacted version, which they would often like to unseal. I'm just keeping it 1,000, man. I'm just keeping it 1,000, man. Is this your king, man? Is this your king? Drake, from 2007, when I first started knowing about him from comeback season up until now, it's changed. He's went through tons of metamorphoses, right? You got eras of Drake. You got him with absolutely no beard. The ladies' man, sweet guy that's doing all of these, raps, and the writer that's doing all of these writing things. And then in 2015, there's a twist and a turn. And it's the whole Quentin Miller, Meek Mill situation, back to back. But before that, when he got to Take Care, which I think Take Care is one of his best albums in his discography. Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, probably two of my favorite Drake albums, right? But, that's when he started being on some shit, you know what I mean? And let's be clear about something. Let's be extremely clear about something. I don't think that you could have a long career in music as a professional and being in that very, very small percentage of the top artists, because whenever you talk about like the best ever, the percentage is extremely small and there's a bunch of other people that fill up the room. But the ones that everybody talks about in anything, whether it's sports, music, fashion, film, there's this very, very, very small group of people, and they have a work ethic and an appetite for success that the average person doesn't have. And while he was on that trajectory, while he was on that path of becoming the number one guy and, being the number one go-to, I don't believe, people try to run with all that sell your soul shit. I don't believe in none of that sell your soul shit, you know what I mean? But I do believe it required him to lose some of the best characteristics about who he is as an artist that made us love him, right? I think that, like, in the beginning, we loved Drake for his honesty. I didn't cry when Pac died, but I probably will when Hove does. You know what I mean? Like, it's like certain shit he was able to say, and he was operating from a place and space where he had his own lane, right? It was like he kind of carved his own lane. Now, that lane that he carved for himself opened up a lane for so many other people to kind of be like him or mimic him or try to take what he's done. But he's drifted so far away from the guy that everybody loved, and for numerous things, right? Like, let's put betrayal on the table. For all of y'all people that think that he was just like strictly and, betrayed and everybody did him dirty, and his dislike and hate for LeBron James is warranted, because I've never seen Drake spending Christmas. He is Jewish, but I've never seen him spending no holidays with LeBron. You know what I mean? We seen them doing stuff when it was promo, when it was time for a show. Bron was on the stage doing all of this shit with him and all of that, you know what I mean? But he's really, really drifted away from that nice guy that everybody loved, and he turned, I remember Tootsie Slide. When Tootsie Slide came out, I remember saying how much I didn't like the song. And Academic said the same thing when we was on Everyday Struggle. And I just was like, yo, bro, I don't want to hear no nigga that got millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars talking about spinning no blocks. And there was a message sent to Act for me from him. And it made me look at him a different way. Not because, listen, I don't really get into what a nigga say to you on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here comes Wayno with another Jay-Z quote. We should know if you're going to do something and you go to radio, we all know you fronting. Because you go to radio to let them know you fronting. Keep it real. You don't want nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of looked at it from the perspective of like, bro, like, if you have a problem with somebody, you don't necessarily send a warning that there's an issue or a problem. You just address that person directly. This ain't about me. This shit ain't about me. I'm talking about how he has drifted from the nice guy we once loved as an artist and, this hit maker that collaborated with everyone and, and I do want to salute the nigga for working with people like a 21 Savage. I feel like him doing that album with 21 Savage was, and I love 21 Savage as an artist, was so big for 21 because it got a chance to propel him into another echelon of money. Like the 21 Savage get money after that album. I could just imagine the money that he was getting offered for situations after he did that album. So it's like, I salute him for things like that. But he still drifted off, way, way off from the guy that said, "This me and you'll never hear a reply for." But let's keep reading because there's some things regarding Lucian Grainge in here. It says Drake's attorneys want to make UMG CEO Lucian Grainge a key witness in their lawsuit over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, seeking his emails and text, about the track. A new motion claims, hold on one second, let me zoom in on this. A new motion claims Grainge had motive to defame Drake, with Drake's attorneys describing him as a well-known for the encouragement of competition between UMG record labels. Okay, let's keep reading. They say he approved the track's release and promotion and argue the company had an incentive to devalue Drake's brand to gain leverage in upcoming contract extension talks. UMG claims Grainge had no meaningful involvement and refuses to turn over his emails and texts. Now, Drake's team is seeking a court order that will force UMG to turn over Grainge's files. UMG denies wrongdoing, calling it an attempt to save face after his rap battle with Kendrick Lamar. This nigga's wildin'. Like this nigga's wildin'. Like let's keep it all the way a stack, man. Let's keep it all the way a stack. How many bad deals can you sign? How many bad deals can you sign? Cash Money. It was always rumors about the Cash Money deal. It was always these rumors about how he was getting done dirty. It was always these rumors about how things wasn't going right for him and, he was signing Young Money. And I'm pretty sure just the way business works, if for the people who don't know, when you sign to, a production company or a manager or any type of furnishing company, the people who put up the money for you in the interim of having a partner like the label, you have a thing that's called a sunset clause. A sunset clause is basically, yo, all right, boom. If you want to stop doing business with me, that's fine. But it's not just going to happen tomorrow. My 50% is going to turn into 40 or 45. And then that 40 is going to turn into 35 and then 15 and 10 and 20. And it's going to go until it doesn't go anymore. I don't know if that's what he had in his deal, but I know that that's how them things usually work. And if I had Drake signed to a deal, I would definitely make him sign one of those. But after he's gotten out of that deal, he's made Universal and Republic a shit ton of money. Like money that keep niggas up at night. Like what we see, when we driving down the I-95 or you driving down 400, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta or you wherever, and you see that lotto number, he done made them that money. We talking about billions and hundreds of millions of dollars. And the thing about being signed to record labels is I'm not pro record label. I'm not against record labels. I think that record labels is like any other partner. You have to find your sweet spot with them. You have to find a way to make things work. I think for all of the things that he's done, yeah, he has leverage to get even out of a deal. If he possibly could, I don't know what he signed to. It ain't my business. JID just said something about that. He said if fans, like, you know what I mean, arguing over sales like they execs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate the fact that on a daily basis, we're talking about record sales and record contracts and all of that. And I think that this shit is all frivolous and in the way. Like, it's really in the way because you can't even focus or hear music you can't even hear music in its full context and its full beauty anymore because everybody's always talking about the numbers and whatever else in the marketing and the rollouts and all that other shit that they didn't care about before. But again, for y'all, for the dick riders, I want to know how y'all feel regarding all the things that's asked or being asked. They asking for Lucian Grainge phone and his emails. I'm pretty sure he don't want to get that shit up because he got stuff in his emails and phones that he don't want to see that don't even got nothing to do with Drake. Let's just keep it at 100. I don't know Lucian Grainge, you know what I mean? You can hate him or love him. I don't know the nigga at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure he got shit in there that he don't want. Like, he ain't letting this girl or his wife see what he got in his phone, let alone the government, because then that's going to open up a whole nother new can of worms. You know what I'm saying? That's going to open up some other shit that he going to have to explain. But requesting for information on Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar's relationship. And then also, I ain't going to lie, it's people that I know that work in music that I see in this suit, and I'm like, wow, like y'all got brought up in the suit as well. It's like, wow, man. I just never thought that we'd see something like this in our lifetime. And I think that I've said it numerous times regarding this subject. It sets a bad precedent. It's not just about hip hop, well, it is about hip hop, but the music business, right? It sets a bad precedent over battling and his, yeah, but he called him a pedo, he called him a PDF. Could we start saying Geppetto? Yeah, we can start saying Geppetto. Like, he called him a Geppetto, you know what I mean? He called him a PDF. That's the worst thing you could possibly call somebody. And it was so bad that the nigga put up a suit. Now, the fans gonna be the fans. I mean, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I'm not gonna listen to Iceman when it comes out because I want to hear what he got to say. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely want to hear what he got to say. But y'all tell me what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you in support of him asking about like domestic violence claims? Like, bro, you put that out there without having legal documentation on any of this. So now you want some sort of legal documentation to say that your bars were legitimized. Like, what's it for? If we were to find out that Kendrick Lamar, like, let's say, if we were to find out that some of the allegations that he put on him is true, what does that change with anything? You know what I mean? Like, what does that change? I mean, does it change the way that people look at him? I think that's what it is. You right. You right, my nigga. Like, you right. That's what it is. You want to now, the defamation, the bars wasn't hard enough. The bars ain't stick. So now you want to defame with trying to get police reports. So now they want to get police reports and all of this other stuff. Y'all let me know, man, because y'all do a lot of dick riding. I know I'm the most biased person in the world. It's nothing I could be fair on, so I'll accept that. But I want to know how y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel regarding this. This is I do it myself. For the ones that rock with me now, how we do. And for the ones that don't, eventually you will. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.